Howdy everybody, David Meekin here, starting player with Connect More, and welcome to another edition of...
Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha!
Of 3TV featuring Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha. And I got here with me my two tiny table toppers, and today's a very special day for one of these tiny table toppers. Why is today so special?
It's my birthday!
It's your birthday! Happy birthday, Mason. How old are you?
3!
3? I think you were 3 yesterday. How old
4!
You are 4. And today we are going to introduce Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha. Now let me ask you guys a few questions about this game. Do you like the game?
Uh-huh.
Do you like the game, Finley?
Yeah.
And what do you guys like about the game?
I like jumping my guy over a chicken and getting their feather.
And getting their feather? And do you like it when someone steals your feather, Finley?
And I
No, nobody likes getting their feather stolen, but the person who collects everybody else's tail feathers, does he win or lose?
win!
He wins! And the way you do that is by finding the appropriate matching symbol that is hidden in the center. And if you find the one in front of you that matches, then you got to jump ahead. And so, how do you win the game?
I get the most feathers!
By collecting all the feathers.
Getting the chicken feather!
Yeah, getting the chicken feathers. So, enough of the introduction. How about we just play the game, guys?
Yeah!
Do you give it 2 tail feathers up?
Well, where's my other one?
Here's a tail feather.
2 table feathers up.
2 tail feathers up. So we're going to play this game, and then stay tuned for Daddy's thoughts, because I'm going to not only talk about Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, but I'm going to do a whole discussion on memory games. We're going to talk about, what game is this?
Pengoloo.
We're going to talk about Pengoloo. We are going to talk about more adult-based games. Which one is this? Mamma Mia. We're going to talk a little bit about this one. Glory to Rome. We're also going to talk about more kids games, Tat Cat. Then we're going to relate it back to Sherlock. And then we're going to talk about, which one is this one called, guys?
Monster Chase.
Monster Chase. And we're also going to talk a little bit about this one.
Sleeping Queens.
And last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about Hanabi. We're going to talk about how these all work together and the memory component of which, and where exactly Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha falls into the spectrum.
1, 2, 3. 2 feathers up.
Yeah, 2 tail feathers up. So let's get playing, guys. How about it? Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to put our chickens out in a fairly equal spacing, right? So I think... Oh, I need my tail feather.
No.
Sorry.
No, Dad, because I want to hold on to your tail
Oh,
feather.
no, but the whole object of the game is to get everybody else's tail feather, isn't it? So I got to start with mine. And then if you jump over my guy, you'll get your own tail feather. Oops. So
How about you start right in front of me?
So you can get the tail feather right away? I don't think so.
Yeah, start in front of me.
I'll start in front of you, but I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to go over here. And then Finley, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you put your guy right here, please?
I'll put it on the colorful caterpillar.
We'll do that. Can you put him right here on the colorful caterpillar? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this way we're all equally spaced, right, guys? So we all have an equal chance of catching the next guy. Okay, so who wants to go first?
Me.
Is that okay with you, Finley?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to find out.
What do you need to find here?
This might be it.
Is that it? Let's see what you got. What was it? You got to show all of us. Oh, is this the egg? Oh, this was a bird hatching. Okay, your turn, Finley. What are you trying to find?
I need to find the Easter bunny.
No, you... Which one is he trying to find, Isla? Yeah. He's trying to find this one. Oh, Isla, here, hold on.
No, he's trying to find those eggs.
Oh, yeah, I'm blue, aren't I? Yeah.
You
Here, hold on one second.
flip over this. Flip over it. I think it must be this one. No, this one. This one, because you were wearing it. Okay, flip it over. Oh, yeah. Daddy.
Did you find it?
Thingy got.
Did you flip over that one, Finley? Good job. So, what do you do?
Chicken cha-cha-cha. Chicken cha-cha-cha. That meant it's in my tummy.
Yeah, and now Finley gets to keep going. Now, which one are you trying to find, Finley?
I'm going to find the guy there. Yeah, there.
Is that where it is? Whoa, it is there. Good one, Finley. So you got to go one more. And what do you say? Yeah. Now which one do you got to find? Is that the bird hatching?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say? And do you shake yourself a little? Chicken cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Now what about this guy, the hedgehog eating a cracked egg?
I think this is it.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, it is it. Good job. Yeah. Now what about this guy?
Yeah. I think it's here.
Let's see. Man, Finley, you're doing really good. So you move up to here. And now you got this one. What is this? Where do you think he is?
Yeah.
You think that's where it is?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no, that's the egg sunny side up. Ah. Okay, so Daddy finally gets to play. So I got to find a cracked egg, right? Is it this one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the feather. I thought for sure it was this one. Yeah. Yeah, your turn. What are you trying to find?
The bird pooping.
Yeah, where's the bird pooping?
Here.
Is that him? Which one was this? Oh, this was the hedgehog eating.
Dragon.
Finley, would you like to give your brother another shot?
I think this is the bird pooping. No, this is the bird pooping.
Which one is this? Which one is this? Oh, this is the Easter bunny. Okay.
I was looking for.
Oh, no, you haven't come across him yet. Okay, so we're going to let Finley go now. You had 2 tries, okay? We're narrowing it down, I think. Okay, Finley, where's the feather? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. It's the Easter bunny. Ah.
Where's that bird?
Okay, Daddy needs to find that egg over there. I think it's on this top row, but I can't remember where. Do you guys remember where?
Here.
You think it's this one?
Yeah.
It is here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
So I go, chicken cha-cha-cha. And then now I need to find the big...
Oh, it's here.
Is that where it is? It is there. Thanks, guys. So I go, chicken cha-cha-cha. Now the Easter bunny, I bet you that's this one right here. And I go, Finley, do you want to move me for me, please? Do you want to move my guy?
Chicken da-da-da.
Now I need to find the feather. Was that this one here?
Yeah.
Because Finley, this is the one you're looking for, isn't it? It is that one. So I go, chicken cha-cha-cha. Now I need to find the bird pooping, just like you, Mason. Do you think it's one of these middle ones? Or do you think it's this one? You think it's this one? It is that one. So remember that for your turn. So I go, chicken cha-cha-cha. And I got the Easter bunny. And I go, chicken cha-cha-cha. Now the flowers, I think they're right there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is that them? Yeah. So Finley, do you want to move me?
Chicken da-da-da.
And what about this colorful caterpillar? Was he there?
Oh, that way.
Yay! Are you moving my hair? Are you putting my hair in backwards? Okay, Finley, I gotta move up to the next one. Yeah, there you go. So you go, chicken cha-cha-cha. And now these eggs, were they right here? Is that where they were? Oh no, it's the little duck or the little chicken hatching. Okay, Finley, your turn. Do you remember where the feather is? Okay, let's see. All right. Now, do you remember where your snail was? All right, good job.
You want the Mason?
No, you go chicken. Cha-cha-cha. So now you're looking for this one. You're going to hop over Mason.
You did.
Is that it? No, that's the Easter Bunny. Okay, Mason, you better hurry so Finley doesn't jump over top of you. Is that it? Yay!
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
And then now you need to find this egg. Do you remember where that is? Is it that one? Let's see which one this was. Oh, good job.
Cha-cha-cha.
You found that one?
Chicken cha-cha-cha. Flowers?
Yeah. Look at you go.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Oh, Mason, you're making this look way too easy. Are you going to come get Daddy's tail feather? Ooh, the worm. Now, do you remember the worm is? Is that the worm? Is that the worm? Good job.
Chicken cha-cha-cha. Can
Yeah.
you find that?
Hedgehog? Oh, oops. I think it's this one. I'm not sure though. Is that the one you remember?
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Oh, you're already saying the song before you even get there. Okay. Now what about that egg? Did you find it? Good one. Chicken.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Okay, now I need your help for this one. This is when Daddy's coming up here.
Hey, it's still my turn.
It's still your turn, but I'm going to watch very closely. Oh, there you go.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Oh, Mason, this is a great turn. Yeah, are you going to come get my feather?
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Man, that's amazing, Mason.
Chicken cha-cha-cha. Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Oops, let's put that back. Now the flowers. That's awesome, Mason.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Yeah. Now you're back to here. Did you find it? Let's see. Oh, look at you.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
No, no. So what are you going to do? Ow, ow, ow. Ow. There go my tail feathers. Oh, and there goes my hair.
And I take mine.
Yeah. I feel so exposed. Okay, you put that there. Okay, keep going. What do you got here?
Colorful caterpillar.
Yeah, where is he? Whoa!
Then can you move him?
Only if you sing.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
There you go. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Is that him? Oh,
Can
man.
you move him? Chicken cha-cha-cha.
There you are.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
Oh, you're almost done here. You got to catch up to Finley.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
There you. Okay, so you got to find the feather.
Chicken cha-cha-cha.
And the worm.
I remember where that is.
Oh!
Chicken cha-cha-cha. Fanny's tail is gone for the game.
That's right. And how many tail feathers do you have now?
3
And
tail feathers.
And how many chickens were playing?
3.
So,
Win.
you win. Good job.
Can you get me that last tail feather?
You're going to leave me hanging? Good job. All right. Howdy everybody, David Meakin here, starting player with Connect More, and welcome to another edition of 3TV, the tabletop view of Tiny Tabletoppers. Well, I guess I'm not welcoming you anymore because this will be shown after my Tiny Tabletoppers, and I have played Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, a wonderful, wonderful memory game to play with your Tiny Tabletoppers. Has excellent toy-like qualities that you've seen as you're trying to move your chickens around, and you'll see this game pop up a lot when you start researching, if you're researching for games for your Tiny Tabletoppers, as being just an excellent, excellent activity to do with your kids. But I want to take a second to kind of jump back for a little bit. I've been doing quite a few video reviews of memory games because today is a very, very special day for me. It is January 23rd, 2014. Happy birthday, Mason. My oldest tiny tabletopper turns 4 today, so it's a really exciting day for him, and the last 4 years have just been absolutely amazing for me, having you in my life, Mason, and seeing you grow as a little boy and growing as a tiny tabletopper as well. It's been just a really exciting journey for me, and I really look forward to the next year. So happy birthday, son. And what's really exciting about being having little kids, and behind him I got 2 other children, so 3 children, is I'm growing as a dad with them, and I'm growing and I'm learning new gaming experiences with my children. And I've been doing a lot of memory board game reviews, and I keep touching on different things and learning as I go and talking about different elements of them. So if you see any of my other 3 TV reviews of memory games, some of what I'm about to tell you now might be repetitive, but you know, as you get older and as you start to mature your thought process again, these things start getting a little bit refined. So what I want to do is let's just take a step back a little bit, because what's really awesome about playing memory games with my kids is it's just opened my eyes to this mechanic, because it's made me realize when I see it in other games and how I really appreciate it as a mechanic, because it adds a whole new element to the game, where even in more adult-driven games, or games when I'm playing, you know, with my friends, some games with memory components in them, and I'm going to show them to you in a second, is if you're having a bad week or you're a little bit tired, your gameplay is dramatically influenced by, you know, your ability to remember things. And when I'm talking about memory games, let's be clear, I'm not talking about games that require me to recall memories of things or recall facts that I need, like for like different trivia games where you might have to remember things, or even like a game like Scrabble, for example, remembering those funny words that can get you out of a jam, like you know, a 2-letter word of 2 A's, right? Well, that can get you out of jam from time to time. I'm not talking about that type of game. I'm talking about memory games where you actually have to remember things that occur during the gameplay. So let's start on one end of the spectrum. We're going to work our way to the other end of the spectrum, and I'm going to go through kids games, I'm going to go through adult games, we're going to discuss them where they go. When we get to Chicken Cha Cha Cha, I will plunk it right there in the middle, and I'll tell you why I think it belongs in the spectrum. So please, I hope this isn't going to be fully comprehensive, but if you have other points of view, if you disagree with what I'm saying, if you have other games that you think could fit in this spectrum, please leave a comment below, because I think we could have a really engaging conversation here of our experiences with tiny tabletoppers as well as other people. So let's first start. My latest review I've actually done is Sleeping Queens. I'm putting this on just a very tiny bit of elements of memory to it, and for tiny tabletoppers. And the little bit of element here is during the game, basically, if you're not familiar with the game, there's a bunch of face-down cards of queens, and then you get to wake them up, and then you actually get to see what queen you woke up. So it's a bit of a surprise when you do that. But there are actions in the game where you can actually put queens back to sleep. And so then when you put a queen back to sleep, then you can actually remember what queen that is. And why is that important? Well, there's certain queens that have different benefits to them or disadvantages. For example, there's a dog queen and a cat queen, and they can never be together. So if you got the dog or the cat queen and you've seen it put down, then you know you don't never want to wake up that queen, or it'd be a wasted turn. So this has got a very light element of memory component to it, but it is a great game for your tiny tabletoppers. But you know, I put this at the light memory end of the spectrum. So then, let's take another step up. We have, again, staying with your tiny tabletoppers, I've also done a review on this one, Monster Chase. And this is a fantastic game, but the reason why I put this on the lower end of the spectrum, it is in fact a cooperative memory game by Antoine Bauza, who is just a genius. Everything he makes is just awesome. Right now, the big hot game is Rampage, but with my kids, it's actually set up right over there, but I digress. So the really neat thing about this one is you can actually work together with your tiny tabletoppers. So if one person's having a bad day, or if you got different ages of your tiny tabletopper. So I got my 4-year-old who just turned today, but I got another little guy who's going to turn 3 here in a couple months. So when we first started introducing this game, he was having a little bit of a difficulty figuring out the mechanics of the game, even though it's a very simple game, but you know, we introduced it very young. Well, I guess that's what we do in this household. So he was able to kind of catch on, and being in a cooperative setting, it was very easy for him to catch on to this as well. So sticking with cooperative style memory games, now let's go jump up a little bit in age. So maybe not so much for your tiny tabletopper, But we have Hanabi, also by Antoine Bauza, and this is a cooperative memory game. And some of the funnest games I've had is where people forget the clues that you give them. So if you're not familiar with this game, get familiar with this game, because this is a phenomenal game, 2013 German Game of the Year. And the neat thing about this game is, instead of when you hold the cards in front, it's a card game as you can tell, but when you hold the cards in front of you, you don't actually look at the cards, you face your cards away from you, and your opponents can see what hand you're holding and you can't see, and similarly you can see your well, not your opponents, your team, because this is also a cooperative game, so you're all working together. So in order to succeed, you have to give each other clues as to what they have in their hands so they can start figuring it out. But the funnest games I've ever had with this is when people start forgetting the clues that you gave them. So, and as you pick up new cards, you got to remember, because sometimes you're holding onto a card that you received a clue on earlier in the game, you're holding onto it for quite a while until you reach an appropriate time where you think you should be playing it or discarding it, whatever the case might be. So this is a phenomenal cooperative game for a slightly older age, but it's also a cooperative game, so that you start your tiny tabletoppers on this one, and then you can move up to this memory aspect of this one. The reason why this one is not so appropriate for your tiny tabletoppers is because you need a poker face to play this. You need to be able to be very clear in your very clear in your clue that you give your teammates when you're playing the game, and kids just don't have that poker face. They can't tell you a clue without telling you all the information. But that is actually really fantastic for when you go upstairs and you see one kid crying on the floor and the other kid is, you know, standing in the corner. You go, okay, what happened? Well, I pushed them. They can't lie at this age. Well, you know, they're very mischievous, but in this type of game, you obviously don't want to lie, but they can't withhold the truth either. So they want to tell you everything that they see, and so for, you know, this will have to wait a little bit. But in terms of the memory component, I put it about the same range. So let's move up another scale. We have, going back to your tiny tabletoppers, we have Sherlock, and this is just a wonderful, wonderful memory game. I've done a review on this one, 3TV. The reason why I really like this one, we're now out of the cooperative genre, so now it's each player playing for himself. I have played this one. You can play this one cooperatively with your tiny tabletopper to introduce them and get everybody playing. So in that essence, it can be a little bit like Monster Chase being a cooperative game, but you can also play individually. And the advantage that this memory game has is it's very portable. All it is a deck of cards, so you can actually just throw half a deck in your pocket and away you go. And this one, the reason why it's slightly more advanced is because you set 8 cards around, and you basically, it's your turn until you can't remember one of the cards. And so you can see my review to see how this is played if you're not familiar with it. And the reason why it's slightly more advanced than, say, the cooperative game of Monster Chase is because it can lead to additional lag time or lull time, especially if you're playing with multiple tiny tabletoppers. And so if you have one tiny tabletopper, it's taking a little bit of a time to try to deduce what a card might be or figure it out or try to remember, because you can also really do a lot of process of elimination as a way to remember in this game. Then what you might find is that, especially if you have younger guys that are waiting, you might find that their attention starts to lull. So this might be the next step up for if you want to, if the attention span of your tiny tabletopper is starting to improve a little bit. So that's the reason why I put this up just a little bit from Monster Chase, because of that lull time, because of the 8 cards that you have. And you have to basically work your way around until you land onto a card that you've already figured out that turn. Then you get to keep it and it goes on to the next turn. So I won't get into it in full detail, but that's the reason why. But at about the same level, I'm going to introduce another game that just drives me mad every time I play it, because I always forget about this. And here I'm talking about memory games. I'm talking about something I always forget. And this one may not be intuitively obvious, but Glory to Rome. This is an absolutely delicious game. I would just eat it if I could. I love this game. I don't play it nearly enough. But when you talk about endgame scoring, one of the critical things in this game, and again, you know, if you're not familiar with the game, I do apologize. I'll try to be quite clear. But in the game, there's this little place here called the vault, and during the game, you can actually store materials in there through using one of your guys, which is called the merchant. But at the end of the game, the person who has the most materials of any one type, so there's brick, there's rubble, there's cement, a few other things. Marble, whoever has the most of any particular type in the vault gets a 3-point bonus for that. And so that really makes a big difference when you're actually adding up the end game scoring. But when you actually put your materials into the vault, you have to show what you're putting in. And so there's this memory component where you're kind of sitting there, you have to remember what other people are doing, and then remember what you're putting in there as well, to see if maybe, you know, on my last turn, maybe it's worthwhile taking that rubble because no one else has been taking it. I think Jimmy over there has got 2. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I have 2. If I take this, I'm going to get that 3-point bonus, and that might actually swing the victory for me. So I put this here in terms of, you know, thinking, because this is one of these memory components where you're not really directly influencing any one person. You're kind of just taking care of your own self, and you're not really impeding anybody from what they're doing. Okay, fine, maybe you take the card that they needed, but I kind of put this on the same kind of in terms of memory spectrum as Sherlock a little bit, but it's for a slightly older crowd. Obviously, this is for you know, not quite suitable yet for your tiny table topper. But it's a memory component that you have to be aware of, especially for the end game scoring. It can make a big difference, and that could actually swing the game one way or the other. So it's just in terms of it's something to keep in mind. It's not the main focus of the game, but it's something you certainly have to focus on in the game. So now let's jump further up into the memory spectrum here, and we got Chicken Cha Cha Cha, and this was the game that we played today. Now the reason why we're kind of introducing a new part of the memory spectrum right now. All games I've indicated to you before, those games are games where the memory component is up to you. You know, these are things like, right, it's up to me to do this, or it's cooperatively, so it's up to all of you guys together. And so you either do it or you don't, and it's next guy's turn. But really, your actions and your ability to remember anything doesn't really have a direct kind of, for lack of a better phrase, take that on anybody. It's just you taking care of things and you remembering things, and by doing that you're progressing on your own without really any real direct conflict or interaction with each other. Where Chicken Cha Cha Cha, what I really like about this game is the fact that by you taking care of you, it forces interaction and a little bit of minor conflict on your opponents, because the main goal here is for you to move your chicken around the circle and kind of dance each time you do it, chicken cha cha cha, and then you get the next one, chicken cha cha cha, and you can kind of dance around. And so even on a cold day, you can actually use this and get dancing with your kids. So it's a good way to kind of get some activity level, get your activity level up. Or if you're a teacher and you got an indoor recess, well then this might be a good one and get everyone to kind of dance, and it might be a good way to burn some energy as well. You could do dancing eggs, but that's another genre altogether. But this might be a way, just with the name, it can kind of influence you. But the thing I like about this is because by you moving around, the person who wins is the person who collects all the tail feathers. Well, how do you get the tail feathers? You get the tail feathers by stealing them from everybody else. But you're not going out and saying, you know what, I'm going to pick on you. I'm going to come and get you. No, it's not like that at all. It's just you doing your thing, going, right, and the next thing I need to find is the hedgehog eating the egg. Found him. Dook, dook, dook. Until finally you catch up to the guy in front of you, go, well, you know, I'm just doing what I need to do, and as a consequence, I'm going to interact with you and I'm going to steal your feather. And so the cool thing about that is it introduces this player interaction, but it's at that level where it's not directly at you, it's just a consequence of what's happening in the game. And so I really like that, because now we start introducing that player interaction with the memory game. And so sometimes, depending on the mood and basically how tired my tiny table toppers are, they can get a little bit offended even when you do that, but they realize, well, that's just you doing, you know, just taking care of you. And the other reason why I put this up a level, say, from Sherlock, is because the ring of things that you need to remember is a lot bigger. Sherlock has 8 cards, whereas this one, I think it's got around 24 or 25 basically spaces that you can kind of dance around to. So what can happen here, again, if your tiny table topper is really on a roll and you got another smaller guy there, then his attention is going to start to wane, because he'll be like, okay, you know, waiting for this guy, and especially if they all take time and kind of dance and whatever, then your attention span has to be slightly higher for this, because it's a bigger ring. The way around this is just shorten the ring. Take some of the outer tiles out, and then you should be good to go. So that's Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, memory game. I can't recommend this one enough. But again, I'm recommending this in context of all these other memory games. So hopefully this overview, maybe it's too long, maybe you don't care, hopefully this will help you kind of put a context as to my way of thinking and see if it's aligned with your way of thinking, or maybe it might give you a new way of thinking. If so, please leave a comment. I really would like to welcome any more dialogue or any additional games and where you might see them fit in, because I love to play them, so that would be great. Now, another game that you can play with your tiny table topper, and this one I put in the same kind of take that category as Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, but it's slightly more advanced for an older age group, and that's Tat Cat. And Tat Cat, again, is a type of game when you're playing is your tiny table, there's a couple special cards that your tiny table topper has to be able to recognize and what they do. So it's still a little too advanced for my guys. I've been trying to play with them a little bit, but we always have to play kind of cards face up. And so, you know, it might be more appropriate for a 5-year-old and up, I would say. I like to think that my tiny table toppers are fairly well developed at their gaming so far. And this one here, they can't play it on their own. But the neat thing about this, again, is the way the game works. And again, if you're not familiar with the game, I'll do a very quick review. So the way the game works is that if you believe that you have the lowest score amongst everybody else, you basically tap the table and go Rat-a-tat cat, and everybody gets another turn, and then we all flip over our cards and we see who has the lowest score, because all the cards have a different number value to them. But here's where the memory kicks in, is because you have 4 cards in front of you, you only get to see the outer 2 cards when you start the hand. So you get to see those outer 2 cards, and then you got to remember what they are, and then you start switching cards and you start kind of working your deck to be as low of a value as possible. And when you do Rat-a-tat cat, you're not doing it as a direct spite to anybody. So some people might get upset. Oh man, I know I have a 9 there. I know I got a high value card. You're not doing it to spite them. You're not doing, hey, take that. It's just, I need to take care of this because I believe I have the lowest, and I remember of all the cards I remember, I believe that that's the situation that I'm in. So like Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, this is based on your memory of what's going on and how you remember the cards in front of you, and sometimes you can see the cards and how you play, then you just take care of your own business, and as a result it might affect other people. But this is slightly more advanced than Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, just due to some of the special cards that are available, and since not everything is face up, it's harder for me to help directly my tiny table toppers to play this one face up. Now moving forward, we have just a delightful game by probably one of my top designers of all time, and this is from Uwe Rosenberg. Agricola fans, you'll know him. This, I believe, is just one of his gems. I can't tell you how many people have got hooked on gaming with this game, but again, I put this in the same kind of memory aspect because it's all about memory. As you're seeing basically ingredients of the different pizzas going down, then you got to try to remember what's in there. And then as you play and you try to cook a pizza when you believe that you have all of the ingredients that you need. And so some people might be like, oh man, I needed those ingredients as well. But again, I'm not trying to do that to screw you. I'm just trying to take care of my own business. So these last 3 games, Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha, Rat-a-tat cat, and Mamma Mia, in terms of from a memory game perspective, have a real direct influence on the opponents that you're playing, but it's not done in such a way that you're like, I'm getting you, I'm going to take you down. It's basically, the way to think of it is that I'm taking care of myself, and I believe that I've recalled all of these things correctly, and therefore, as a result, you will perhaps suffer the consequences. But then similarly, if you believe that someone remembers things incorrectly, well then you can, you can continue playing accordingly. But this is another great game, but as your tiny table toppers get more developed. So I put this as a slightly higher age category. So now let's move one step beyond in the memory category. So we've moved from the very passive, very light memory to cooperative memory to I'm remembering things, but I don't mean to screw you over, but that's just a consequence of me trying to take care of myself, to Pengoloo, a game that is fantastic with your tiny table toppers. My guys love it. So again, it's good for your younger age guys. But this has a very direct take that element to it. So basically what you have here is you have a bunch of penguins out in the middle, and you have your own icebergs, and underneath the penguins are these different colored eggs, and then each person has their own iceberg, and essentially what you're trying to do is you roll some dice, gives you some colors, and then you got to find the right, you have 2 chances to get 2 of the colored eggs, and then you put them on your iceberg if you're correct. Well, the fun is when you roll a red, and I remembered that somebody else actually rolled a red, got a red, and that red is sitting underneath the penguin on their iceberg. I could go out into the main area and try to find it, or I could directly take it from you and put it on my iceberg. And that has a very much, take that, I know you have that, I'm coming to get it. I know there might be one out in the center, I don't care, I want yours. And the reason why I want yours is because by me taking yours, it adds 1 to mine and takes 1 away from yours, and it makes it relatively, it makes a bigger difference than me just trying to catch up to you by taking the one in the center. So this one, depending on the mood of my tiny table toppers, I may not bring this one out, and that's just because it has a very direct take that, and if they're not in the mood for that, if for whatever reason, then this game can cause some tears to be shed perhaps, or some yelling, or some upsetness. So it's really up to you to kind of gauge the mood of your tiny table topper to see if this is an appropriate game at that time because of that take that element. You could take that out of there, you could take that out of the game, but then I would suggest you just come back to the game we just played, Chicken Cha-Cha-Cha. If you're going to modify this game to be more like this game, well then just play this game. Problem solved. So there you have it. I'm sure there's a whole other plethora of memory games out there. Please leave your comments. I hope that you enjoyed this overview of these different memory games. If you disagree with what I've said, go ahead, leave a comment, leave your experiences, leave how you found things to be. I would love to hear it. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Connect More YouTube channel, or on BGG if that's how you found me, or if on Facebook. So I'm in all the places. So Connect More Board Games on Facebook. Please drop by, give us a like, and keep up to date with all of the wonderful videos that I'm trying to do for you. 3TV, the tabletop view of tiny table toppers, and another set of video reviews I do, Avoid the Rules, a video of instruction and demonstration that helps ease rule understanding and learning. Easy start. And so there I try to tackle some of the bigger games so we can just walk through how the game is played and get playing without even cracking the rules. So I really enjoy doing this for you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time. Cheers.